Jacob Leighton Burns. Now, Jacob, you've been really busy lately here in the local film business, and you are the principal in Planet Thunder Productions, right? Yeah. And so, tell us about the new film that you're bringing to deadCENTER Film Festival this year. It's a documentary, right?
Mm-hmm, correct. So, Fleeting Light, do you want me to hold this? I'm sorry.
No,
okay.
I'll hold it.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry about that.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
So, Fleeting Light is a documentary that I co-directed with my brother, Zachary, and it is a film about a photography class for blind and vision impaired people that we taught in association with New View, Oklahoma. Zachary actually taught the class, and I was there every day filming it. And we just kind of followed around these people, and we really wanted to. It's not just about like how do you teach a class like that. It's really about the people in the class, and so it was really, really great experience.
What did you guys learn?
Oh wow, what did we learn? We learned so much. I think the main thing was just seeing the people in the class and just like the first day of the class. It was a 6-week class. I asked a lot of the people in the class, like, why did you sign up for this? Why are you here? And almost all of them had the same answer, and it was just to prove that we can do it, not just to everybody else, but to themselves. And so, like, I think through that experience of those 6 weeks, like, I think we just kind of showed that art is accessible to everybody, even photography, even things, people who have disabilities, whether it's blindness or vision impairment or any other things. It doesn't mean that they can't experience art in their own way and maybe in cool different ways that we haven't thought about.
This probably won't come out in enough time for this to be a spoiler, but without it being a spoiler, how do blind people do photography?
So the class, the way Zachary set it up was it wasn't about. We weren't trying to make a bunch of professional photographers out of the class. Like, we knew no one was going to go out here and get a job as a photographer, but we wanted them to have that experience. And so what we did was we got a bunch of cameras, just point and shoot cameras that you can get at like Best Buy that have like autofocus, auto exposure and stuff like that. So they didn't have to think about that stuff. They just had to go out and point it at something interesting. And so it was really cool how over the class, the first few classes, they were taking a lot of selfies and a lot of pictures of their friends and stuff like that. But then throughout the class, they started taking pictures of things at their house that were important to them. And then by the end of it, they're taking like these really interesting, like kind of artistic photos and things that we sighted people wouldn't have considered taking photos of. And so it's really cool.
One example.
Yeah. So there's one photo that really stuck out to everybody at New View, and it would kind of showcase it a little bit in the documentary. But this woman named Katie, she was trying to take a photo. It was raining outside. She was at home and she was trying to take a photo out her window. So she held the camera up to the window. Well, it was nighttime and the flash was on the camera. So instead of you being able to see outside, the flash went off and you see the reflection. Her finger was covering up the flash. So her hand is like glowing in the reflection of this window, and it's just really fascinating. You can kind of see some of the glare of the flint, and it's just a really weird looking photo. But like a sighted person wouldn't have even click the button because they would have looked at it and said, "Oh, I can't see the rain." Well, move on. And so there was a lot of stuff like that, like stuff that sighted people would have just been like, "Oh, that didn't work. Never mind," and don't even press the button. They didn't know, so they kept clicking the button and got some really incredible photos.
Is that one of the biggest things for people who are not sighted doing photography? Is that night and day really doesn't matter to them?
Yeah, exactly. Like I think there's a lot of things. Just they don't think about like lights and exposure and stuff like that, and so they don't have those limitations in their mind. And just like I said, like there's plenty of times that we've probably thought, "Oh, that'll be a cool photo," and then you hold up your camera and you're like, "Oh, never mind." You don't even press the button, and so they just don't have those inhibitions, and it's really cool.
So they take the shot.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. In photography, that's the biggest thing, especially in news photography, like I do. You're just like in basketball, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So you got to take the shot. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And people who are not sighted. So you found that they tended to take the shot better than sighted people do a lot of times.
I think just the fact of pushing that button, I think just really opens up possibilities for a lot of things. And so it just kind of brought upon just a whole bunch of new images that I just don't think sighted people would have been able to capture because they just wouldn't even thought to even try it.
Wow, sounds like an amazing film.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Now, how I first became acquainted with you, of course, was Electric Nostalgia last year in the 2016 deadCENTER Film Festival.
Yeah.
Tell us about the award you won for that. There are a lot of buzz around that last year.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, it kind of blew our minds. We at our world premiere screening, Lance and deadCENTER surprised us with the Best Oklahoma Feature Film Award.
Wow.
And it was after 2 years of working on that movie and post-production and shooting it and everything like that. It was good. Lots of feelings came out very quickly. It was a pretty incredible experience. Yeah.
Yeah, you told me a while ago that you cried in front of what, 200 people?
Yeah, there was about 200 people. It was a sold-out screening, and they handed me the award, and just all of a sudden it was just like.
That's okay. That's okay. It sounds pretty appropriate to me. I probably would have cried if there were 5 people there.
Yeah. It was the tears were coming no matter what.
So this year now, of course, the most buzz is about Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. You were given an automatic spot in this because you won the 2016 48-hour film festival, which is in the fall, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Now, in case people don't know what the 48-hour film festival is, talk about the parameters. It's really quite a unique challenge for a filmmaker, isn't it?
Absolutely. It was definitely a huge kind of change in thought between Electric Nostalgia, which took us, from writing it to the end of it, it took around like 4 years, versus the 48-hour film festival, from writing to completion took 48 hours. And so the way they do it is you build a team, and then you don't know what your film is going to be about until you show up on Friday night at 7. They give you your genre, they give you a character that you have to include, a prop, and a line of dialogue. And so from that point, once the clock starts ticking, you have to build your story around that, and then you have 48 hours to shoot it and complete it. And it's a whirlwind.
Wow. And as somebody who saw that, I was there for the award ceremony, and they showed it there. It's hard to believe that you guys produced that film in 48 hours. So
I think we're still shocked.
Yeah, that's just really kind of all hands on deck kind of a thing, isn't it? It's like everybody, there can't be any problem children in the crew at all, from top to bottom, side to side, right? And so were you all used to working with each other, all of you, people in the cast and all of that? Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so we definitely kind of wanted to use it as an excuse. We were just doing it for fun. We'd never done the 48-hour before, and so we kind of just wanted an excuse to hang out with a lot of those people who worked on Electric Nostalgia and stuff like that. We're like, let's get the band back together and let's just hang out, and so it worked really well. And yeah, like in 48 hours, there's no time to second guess yourself. Like, you've just got to go purely on instinct. There's a lot of times there's no second take, and so we needed a lot of trust in our cast and crew, and they needed to trust us, and so yeah, it worked out really well.
And it was pretty obvious to watch all of you gather together when that was announced at the award ceremony. That you guys just all kind of got up there and hugged like a great big family would up there. And yeah, because you guys, most of you work together on Electric Nostalgia, right?
Exactly. Yeah, so we've all kind of been in the trenches together, if you will, and so we've definitely developed a family, and that's really something. But for any Planet Thunder production that we put on, it's really important for us that the cast and crew actually enjoys being around each other, because we think that we want to create an environment that embraces creativity and innovation and all kinds of stuff. And so yeah, we try to, if anybody's on our sets, we want to be friends with them, and we want it to be, because there's lots of people who could physically do a job, but we want to make sure that they're bringing good vibes to the set, and they're actually helping push the story and the movie and the project forward.
Jacob Leighton Burns with Planet Thunder Productions. They are at Planet Thunder on Twitter and Planet Thunder Productions on Facebook. Jacob, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.